Hey, what's up? So it's me again. I'm glad to be back. Um, and tell me, so do you know what are we going to do today in this stream? Please leave in the comments. And also, I'm going to paste here the check-in link. So don't forget if you're joining us to check in here with your AMLH account. And that's it. I'm going to make some time, a little 5 minutes before we start, so everybody can join us. But let's make some chit chat, right? What are we going to do today? It's that we are going to explore the TensorFlow JS library. It is important to mention the JS part because TensorFlow is mostly used with Python, I think. But the exercise here, it's for me, it's going to be the first time using it, and I'm going to like document how all the process will be like to get in touch with this new technology, how to apply them to a project. Let's see how easily we can do this and what can we do in an hour, right? That's the time we have for the event. If we can run a demo or we can just get it installed in our computers. uh, but yeah, that's the main thing about this session. So again, if you can hear me well, if no, leave it in the comments. I'll be with an eye on the comment section, so I can read you. And I want this to be as interactive as I can. So I'll be doing a lot of questions and I hopefully waiting for you to respond. Um, that's it. We start in 4 minutes. Um, so, what do you think? You're excited about it? You're not? Have you ever touched the TensorFlow library before? It is going to be your first time as me. Do you usually do this with GIS or Python, or what's your preferred language for machine learning and AI stuff? So let's wait for more people to join. Uh, if you want to follow me, you probably will need Node installed in your computers. npm comes with Node, so there's not problem. Let me share with you the link for Node if you don't have it. Okay, here it is. So you just go to node.js.org and download the LTS version or the version you want, but the LTS works fine. What else? Okay, we have a hi. Hi. So, Warrior Tentacles, how you doing? Are you excited about the workshop today? Uh, have you ever tried this technology before, or what comes in your mind to be here? We have also a hello from Manohar. Yeah, I'm glad you're excited. So, as I was telling you, you can just put attention on the screen and join me in this in this exercise or try to replicate what I am doing, that would be fine. Um, Hi, KM. I think it's an E or an L. That's the thing with uppercase L or lowercase L. I get confused sometimes. I've used TensorFlow, but I haven't worked it with TensorFlowJS before. I'm pretty sure they're all very similar, but just like changing the language that you use with it. So if I got a doubt about the library, can I ask you about it? Like how to things and etc. Also, Tame, same really. Oh, like you try TensorFlow, but not TensorFlow. Yeah, yes, I think it's that the same thing. Yeah, why not? Thanks a lot. So it's time already. So let's get begin with this. Mm, Let me prepare my screen. Okay, I think you see my screen now. Yeah, you're supposed to see it. If not, again, just please leave it in the comments and I'll check that. First of all, when we want to use a technology as this one, we need to start Googling it, right? So TensorFlow. Let's just hit TensorFlow and not TensorFlow GS, and let's try to see what's the difference, right? Um, first, first thing I got it's an advertisement from Udemy. I don't want this. Then from Datacamp, I don't want this. Then I have as a third option the TensorFlow.org page. So I do want this. Let's open it, and we have the landing page. It's in Spanish. Let me see if I can change it to English. Oh, it's weird. This thing doesn't allow me to change it. Okay. Um, doesn't matter. Create models of machine learning at a deployment, sorry, at a production level with TensorFlow. Extract platform of machine learning. Resolve problems around the world, execute models. Okay. If you don't have an idea of what TensorFlow is, we can take a deeper look at this. Join the community. Experts will help you. Let's grow together. And like their newsletters or blog section. Don't know where to start. Okay, this is the one I wanted. um, it is like a learning section from machine learning. I'm supposing that we already have like a base of what machine learning is. This is more like let's focus on the technology and how to use this library exactly. So I'm not focusing on this. This is a card called install TensorFlow. But if I were a beginner, I will hit like this button. But I know I don't want TensorFlow. I want TensorFlow. Yeah, yes. Um, there's no part here that shows the JS part. So okay, it's only in the JS, well, the API header. Uh, let's see if I have a chance to click in the install. This asks me for if I want the JS or the normal one. Instant TensorFlow 2, TensorFlow. Uh, I'm going to try to change it to English. No. Okay, but here it says that we require Python, Windows, Ubuntu, or Mac OS higher than Sierra. I'm working on Mac OS, so okay, this is the way I do it. I can do it with Python, but in this particular scenario, I will realize that I don't want this for using Python. So I can come back to Google and type TensorFlow yes, and they have a dedicated part for this. Yeah, learn for JavaScript. And this page is in English. That's funny. Let me head back to the comments. Okay, nothing new. So TensorFlowJS is a library for machine learning in JavaScript. Develop ML models in JavaScript and use ML machine learning directly in the browser or in Node. This is the one I wanted. So how it works? There are existing models, and we can run them using JavaScript, and we can retrain models and develop new ones using machine learning. And we have some demos. Okay. And oh, they are like live demos, and we also can see the code. They have the news sections. We don't care about this particularly now. And also, if you're planning to really get deep into this, you can join like the Discord. I'm guessing they have. Oh no, they don't have a Discord, um, but they have like a GitHub repository or yeah, page. They have a lot of GitHub. Um, and they also have tutorials. Let's open the tutorials and open one of the demos, and let's see if they have like something like this on how to install it. Maybe a tutorial. Get started. Okay. Yeah, prerequisites. As I imagine, we need Node or Yarn, but I'm using Node. Um, let's install it. Let me see if I can share my full screen so you can see also my console. I'm going to stop sharing this for a second. Hmm. Mm-mm. Full screen. So you're supposed to see my full screen now. And I'm using Hyper. Please tell me if you see my screen or no. Um, I will be. I'm getting the idea that you are just seeing my StreamYard screen. But do you see the console or just my StreamYard screen? I'm typing on the console. Like I can do Node younger version, and I have 12.22.12. That's a lot of twos. Okay, you cannot see the console. That was I was afraid about. Okay, that's a shame. Bum, bum, bum. That's weird. I don't know why you can't see the console. Can you see it now? Yeah, StreamYard is not good to share the screens, at least not in Mac. Well, that's my experience. But you're supposed to see it now. Did you see it? It's over me. Did you see the console? I need help with some feedback about it. Nope. Okay. Thanks. Let me try to resolve that. Okay, but at least you can see my screen from the browser, right? So you will have to trust me. I'm writing the same information that is here on the console, right? Uh, and that's it. This says to install it. I need to clone or download the df.js examples repository. Oh, I clicked on that, but let me go back and open it in another tab. So let me copy this. Um, and I need to cd to the TGS examples getting started. Examples df. Ah, that's weird. Getting started. Getting started directory. dfgs. Okay. So it's not that simple. It's just installing a package, right? It's more complicated than that. That's a big new. Okay, it's better for us to read this. Getting started with TensorFlowJS. TensorFlowJS it's a JavaScript library for training and developing machine learning models in the web browser and Node.js. This tutorial showed you how to get started with TensorFlowJS by training a minimal model in the browser and using the model to make a prediction. The example of code is available on GitHub. Let's open this in a new browser. TGF as examples. It's the same page. Okay, so I can close this. Prerequisites to complete this tutorial, you need to follow install in your development environment. And I have, I think both, but with just one, it's okay. Get the source code and install the dependencies. Clone and download the df.js example repository. I'm going to download it. Don't ask me why, because I don't want to use my account here. And now I get the zip file. I'm unzipping it. Oh, it's downloading. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to take a look at the comment section. Okay. Again, if you have any doubt or question during this whole process, leave it here and I will ask him. Answer it, sorry. Okay. Download, it's taking a lot of time. I'm guessing this is a like a big file. Then what else? Change into the get started directory. This is the one I yeah, this is the one I saw before. And we need to install the dependencies from this. Let's take a look at the package.json to see what they are. Clang format and HTTP server. Just all. Okay. Let's see how the downloading it's going. Okay, I have this now. Oh, I'm getting an idea of why can't you see my hyper. Just let me take a quick look about that. Um, might be a preference setting. Hmm. Yeah, Firefox doesn't is not allowed to do that. I may need to reopen this. So this is a quick break. Just give me less than a minute, and I will be back. So I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, apparently I didn't get the correct access to Firefox to share the screen. So we are here again, and I can now open the TensorFlow JS page I had before. And now you're supposed to see my full screen, really my full screen, with the console and everything, right? If so, let me know in the comment section. And I think you do, because I'm seeing my screen like mirroring all over again here in StreamYard. But yeah, uh, we were on the. Let's change the language to English. Okay, it's forcing it again to Spanish, but no worries. Um, we were on the tutorials. Start with TensorFlowJS and getting started, install. Okay, and we were here. I need to go to the download and to the TGF's example, TensorFlowJS examples master. I think it's the page one. Yeah, maybe. And then to the getting started. And here we have the package.json, and I just need to install the packages here. Okay. Done. It took 6 seconds. That's fine. What else? If we take a look to package.json, it's possible that TensorFlowJS, it's not a dependency. I was talking about it. This is because the example of loading TensorFlowJS from a CDN. Okay, the example it's taking the TensorFlow from a CDN, and the HTML code has this like this snippet. So we are in this script tag getting the TensorFlow from the CDN. So that's right. The element script on the header, it's uploading the TensorFlow library um, to the script file, and that's it. Now we need to run this. So how we run this with yarn watch, but we are not using yarn. So let me open this in VS Code, and we can now inspect. Yeah, I trust this. Let's see how to do this without yarn. Scripts, npm run build. Okay, so npm watch. Oh, what did I do? Okay, I'm discovering base. Starting up the HTTP server that were a dependency we downloaded before. Uh, okay, and this is the link. Yeah, let's see where this takes us. Oh, I'm doing this in the other browser. Okay, this is a tiny TensorFlowJS example, and this gives us a number. I don't know what this means, so let's take a look to the index.js file to see. Okay, copyright to Google, owners of this library. This tiny example illustrated now how little code is necessary to build, train, or predict from a model in TensorFlow. Yes, we can edit this code and refresh the index HTML to quick explore the API. Okay, that's cool. So we have an async function running, and first we create a simple model. The model is from TF. TF, we get that, I'm guessing, from the CDN package. So yeah, that's it. TF dot sequential. Then we have our model in a constant value variable called model. To the model, we add the layers dot dense, and we send an object with the keys unit with a value of 1 and input shape with an array value of 1. We prepare the model for training and specify the loss and the optimizer. The optimizer is SGD, and the loss is mean square error. And we compile it with the method compile. Then we generate some synthetic data for training. Okay. Tensor 2D, yeah, two-dimensional tensor for x and for y. And we fit the model with these two values, running 205, no, sorry, to 200 and a half epochs. Um, Used the model to do inference on data point the model hasn't seen. Should print approximately 29. Let's see if that's true. Uh, 38. It's almost true. And document get element byte ID, the micro out deep. That's an element here. I can run, yeah, micro out deep. The inner text model dot predict TensorFlow that does it. Okay, so apparently we are already using. Um, Let me take a. That was a lot of information, right? Let's take a moment to recap what we have seen this far and what does that entirely means. Um, First of all, asking why aren't you using Yarn? Uh, because it's not necessary. At the beginning, well, my opinion in this that is that at some point Yarn was necessary because Node and npm were too slow. Yeah, like amazingly slow. Uh, they Yarn make it quicker, but at this point in the at this point in life, npm has already like way better. It's way better right now. It's faster, and you don't need to add like the complexity of using another package manager that's not comes with node. So that's why that's no other reason. You can use Yarn if you want, but that's another topic. That's not ML or A related, right? Um, the other question is how is TensorFlow imported into the JavaScript, and that's the interesting question, and that's something in the documentation says. Well, not says what it isn't imported as a package, but I'm guessing it's too heavy, like way too heavy. And the way it is imported into the JavaScript and it's accessible as the TF um, object we're using in the index file, it's because sorry, it's by a CDN. What's a CDN? It's a way that you can access a package that it's online and you don't need to download it or install it in your computer. So this script it's making a request. Let me add here my camera again. Here this is the part what I was talking about. In this part, in the header, the script it's downloading the TensorFlowJS package, living in the npm, in the npm servers, I'm guessing, but via CDN. So we're getting the package, but not we are not downloading it. So if we don't have like an internet connection, this is not going to work. That's the bad part, right? Let me see quick if no, they don't explain why, but that's my guess because the package has to be like a lot of size. Um, I'm thinking that's the reason. So you will have to have an internet connection to work with this with with this tool. We make the request via CDN, and we have all installed and ready. Well, not installed, sorry, all preload and ready to use in our index file. So how we make a request to the CDN? We have it in our index script ready, and here we can take the TF which is the object we're getting, and we can take the methods and the yeah and everything for that. Um, Finally, extension variety. Okay. So I hope that answered your question. That's how we import TensorFlow to our script via CDN. We don't download the full package. I'm guessing because it's too big, and that will be not practical. I'm guessing that because the data and all the files and all the models should be a lot for our computers. Um, but that's just a guess. I haven't read it yet. So let's keep exploring it so we can see if there's a TensorFlow explanation about it. Um, yeah, you should see my screen again. And this was a very ugly example, to be honest with you, because this is just like HTML and flat numbers. I mean, like in their demos, I saw a Batman. Yeah, they have like a Batman, and I don't know what it is, and a lip sync of YouTube. Let's see what this is loading. Should I? Yeah, why not? Um, yeah, so they have access to my camera. Turn your camera. Oh, and I can use this as a controller. Okay, I think. Okay, for example, if I do this, yeah, and I do this, and this. Um, Here we can change the batch sizes, the epochs, hiding units, and learning rate. But let's not touch anything. Let's train the model as this. That's a very well last number, and let's play. They recognize it very well. So this is why I expected. Oh, this is funny. Okay, this is way too funny. Oh, that was a mistake. I touched the ghost. Why I didn't lose? I think this is not too well pro. Okay, now I lose. Don't take me serious. But yeah, let me close this. This is what I was expecting, like a more funny, yeah, more funny example. This was lame. Like, why a flat number? 39. I don't even know why 39 it's supposed to print here. Yeah, made with TensorFlow. Yes, it was a good site. Yeah, that was what I was expecting to run in the example, not the lame 39 number approximation. But let's try another example from their documentation to see if we can get some more funny in that pixel precision. Yeah. Okay, so let's keep reading. What just happened? Okay. Okay, this is like how to explain. When index.js it's load, we train a model with tf.sequential using the values of x and y. Yeah, we saw that on the index.js file. Um, okay. We train a model using x, y that yields the equation y equals 2x minus 1. Okay. Oh, yeah. I don't put a lot of attention in this part, but now I get it. Then it predicts a value of y from the possible x of 20 and reloads the DOM to show the prediction. Okay, so yeah, 2 times 20 minus 1, it's 39. Okay, so if we do this, if we do 10, 10, it's the value for x, and 1 and 1, it's the value for this the thing here, I'm guessing. So 2 times 10, it's 20 minus 1. This should be approximately 19. So let's save this and then reload the page. Training 38. No. Okay, no, nothing similar. Maybe it's because of the training data we are using here, but it's not solving our equation. Or maybe I can run this again. Like if I, no, always 38. Yeah, yeah, it's not getting the value. Let's see why. So model predict this result 2 times 20. Okay, I'm guessing to change this number, we also need to change the training data for that because we are only training it twice. That's nothing, to be honest. Uh, but yeah, yeah, I take a lot of credit about this example. I think it has potential. It's a good hello world from TensorFlowJS. But let's move. What follows this tutorial give us an example of how using TensorFlowJS. Well, at least now we know how to download into a script file. For train a model in browser, yeah, we do that. Mm, for obtaining a deeper introduction on how to models are trained with JavaScript, follow this guide. Okay, let's open the guide. Guide about TensorFlow, yes. TensorFlow with operations, platform and models, layers, training. Okay, this is a lot of theory. I don't want this. I want more practical examples. More ways to get started. Here are more ways to get started with TensorFlow and web machine learning. Mm, code programs of machine learning without treating directly with tensors. That's interesting. If you want to start machine learning without optimize, manipulate anything about tensors, they have a library about this, ML5JS. Okay, so another library. The ML5JS community, Black Lives Matters, no justice, no peace. Okay. Friendly machine learning for web. This is cool. Example to help you get started. Generate noodles with neural network. Oh, okay, okay. I'm going to leave this tab open in case we need it later. Uh, okay, this is another tutorial on how to install TensorFlow. Yes, let's see if they explain it to us. Why we use a CDN before. They are also using a CDN here. Configuration. There are two main ways to obtain TensorFlowJS in with your projects using the CDN tag or installing from npm and using compilation tools are as Parcel, Rollup, and Webpack. If you're new in web development or never heard before about the tools as package or web package, we recommend you use the CDN and the subsequence of comments. If you want more experience, if you are more experienced, you should write a bigger program. Okay, yeah. So for us that are new with the tool, let's keep using CDN, and there also have the yeah. We can download TensorFlow as a package, so it's not because of the size like I used to believe before. Apparently, it's because of the experience. Like, if you don't know how to download a package and use a compilation tool as the ones I mentioned before, you simply need to do the CDN thing. But we do know how to install a package and we do know how to compile. So if we do another example, I'm curious about installing it with npm. Again, for the person who asked me if why I'm not using Yarn, you can always use Yarn. Don't worry, it's up to preferences. If you want to use Yarn instead of npm, go ahead. You're free to do it. I will not. I tell you my reasons. I think it's not necessary. Um, npm is just fine for me. So another thing they tell us about is how to configure Node. Um, we can do it using the native links from C++. And they had another they have another way. If you are a Linux user, you could use the GPU for better performance. Okay, that's interesting. Uh, but I'm not a Linux user. Well, not in this moment. I do run my Linux computer once in a while. There have a third option that it's just installing the pure JS option. So first option, installing the native C++ option. It's this with Yarn, sorry, and this with npm. If you're a Linux user, you could do it installing it for GPU performance. They say they have a better performance, uh, even Yarn or npm. And a third option is to do it of the JavaScript pure version, not C++, not Python, not anything, pure JavaScript. And this is the way. That's cool if you ask me. So, again, let's take a break. What happened? We saw that our first project was not as dumb as we believe. We learned that we were training a model to resolve an equation, a linear equation, that were not as funny as the Pac-Man thing you saw before and the live demo, but it's a very good way to get started with the TensorFlow. And for that first project, we saw that we didn't install the TensorFlow package. We didn't download it. We use we use it in a CDN. At first, I believe it was because of the weight of the package, like that it was very big. But when we keep reading, we discover that it's not for the weight, it is because of the experience you need to have in web development. And I, as a web developer, I'm thinking like that's very easy. Why you need to put the option of a CDN? But let's remind that this is a machine learning library, right? And most of data people, um, data scientists, and people who works with data are not that familiar with web, so they probably won't know what's a package or how to download it via JavaScript or how to configure it with a precompiler or things like that. So um, taking a more general vision about this, I think it's really cool. But we also see that if you are a not JavaScript user, you could easily get it started using this. Also, if you are a Linux user, you could get a better performance about this. And if you are like me, a full JavaScript developer, there's also a way you can do this fully native with JavaScript that also it's very good. So this far, 10 stars from for TensorFlowJS. We'll still have time, so let's keep exploring this. But first, let me ask. Sorry, let me read some comments here. Uh, I have. Sorry, I'm late. Don't worry. You can always see the video again. Um, how late I am? You're not that late. We are still exploring the TensorFlow.js library, and you get right on time for the recap I just made. so So I using TensorFlow.js can allow you to train and run models directly in a web rather than saving the model or creating an API and call. Yeah. Um, so let's think that you need to do a project in a hackathon. You probably don't have a backend in your team, right? You just front ends, or you just maybe you do both, but you don't have time to upload a backend service and make the request and etc. and etc. and etc. Like making the communication directly from TensorFlow to your web app, it's a game changer for developments like that. You could use TensorFlow, as we saw, um, directly in the browser, calling it, and training, running, and modifying the models. But also, let me share my screen again. We saw this ML5 js.org, and you take the training and the caring about the model from the equation, and you just focus on development from the web. Uh, you just need to use this library. Let me see where I saw it. Yep. Without treating directly with tensors at all. So it is a great approach for you to use machine learning in web directly, like having all the advantages of artificial intelligence without being so deeply in that. But to be honest, and I want to take it with you as my personal recommendation, try to understand what you are doing, right? Um, you can you can take this for quick developments. You can use these tools to like do quick prototyping, put things easily in productions for homeworks and everything, and you will amaze your colleagues and even your professors. But if you want to deeply understand how the models are trained, what's a tensor, even what's a model, because I'm talking like if you know what I'm like what a model is and what are epochs and what are like the biases and weights and everything. You first need to understand the machine learning principles and the theory and etc. I encourage you to do that. Uh, but also, you, as we saw during all this workshop, you don't need that to really put in practice machine learning, to really take the advantage of artificial visions, for example, to run an amazing hackathon or to let's see what other examples they have here. To to predict, yeah, to draw or to create images or to use a lot of other APIs as I don't know as ChatGPT or as Midjourney or other machine learning tools that are now like in in the web right now. You don't need to fully understand to use them, but if you want to at some point in your life, if you do want to train a model to do different things, if you do want to create your own model or even do like contributions to the machine learning world, you will need to learn. Recommendation, a page I have for you, it's Happy Hacking. No, no, sorry. um, Hugging Face. Yeah, that I don't know why I got confused with that. Hugging Face. Let me Google it. It's a company uh, or a community. I don't know how to describe them. Yeah, well, they self-described it as a community, but it's machine learning open source. So they have a lot of models. Here, a lot of resources to learn to share. So that's the power of open source, right? But yeah, again, this is not about Hugging Face. Let's keep exploring TensorFlow, right? Let's see what else we can do. So we see this far, uh, the ways to get started, how to install, convert models previously trained to a TensorFlow.js. Oh, this is cool because for those people in the chat talking about coming from TensorFlow but not TensorFlow JS, they have a way to train previously trained models from Python to JavaScript. Uh, they have a Keras model. Let's open this. Yeah, import model from Keras to TensorFlow.js. I'm really sorry. Oh my word. I didn't know what happened to my voice. I think I just need some water. But we are about to end, so we are not worrying about that. Yeah, I was talking about how to train a model from Python to JavaScript using Keras. They also have this. What else? Visualize your model. They even have like visualize tool in the same repo. I'm thinking, yeah, TensorFlowJS, TensorFlowJS bits from visualizing, and these are some of the graphs we can see. Oh, the evaluation model graphs, the confusion matrix, convolutional model, even for heat maps, activation functions. Oh, this is pretty complete, to be honest. Um, I used to do this in MATLAB because it was the tool school teach me, but the same things are possible here in JavaScript, and I'm always being a JavaScript fan. I work with JavaScript. I like to learn about JavaScript, and finding this out, like the tool I love the most, have the opportunity to do this. It is amazing. Uh, and also process data with JavaScript. TensorFlowJS has support to process data using best practice for machine learning. It, I think it's a pretty complete library. At first, I thought I were going to. So let me get back to the camera. At first, I thought I was going to see a very small example of what a tool for machine learning that is TensorFlow. Um, but apparently, the tool was created for Python because I don't know. But at some point, they decided like, hey, it's a very good idea to do the same for JavaScript. So they created the same name with a .js extension, and I love it. This was my first time touching and exploring the library. As I was telling you, I used to do this with another tool that it's MATLAB. If you have seen another of my streams, I have an artificial visual recognition, um, artificial intelligence between quotes track on MATLAB. Uh, and as a JavaScript fan, again, I simply love having this for a language I have an expertise. Let's say it that way. If you do Python, there are a lot of other tools. I'm thinking of PyTorch, for example. But yeah, again, this is yeah, PyTorch exactly. Again, it doesn't matter the tool you prefer. You could do C++ or Python or JavaScript or MATLAB in my case. I don't know if anyone else do MATLAB, but Golang. There are a lot of languages, uh, and I'm sure there's a lot of libraries that allows you to make machine learning or artificial intelligence programs with that. In this workshop, we simply explore the JavaScript tool I found, which is TensorFlowJS. If you do know another tool for artificial intelligence or machine learning related with JavaScript, please share with us. I'll be amazed to explore them in other sessions. Uh, but again, this was like JavaScript focus, explore machine learnings. But we did not learn anything in particular about machine learning. We did not learn about what models are, for example, or again, how train a model, like the theory process of that. We just saw like the method of the library on how to do it. Uh, so keep an eye on that. Don't feel like you are like a super machine learning expert just to run some lines on JavaScript. Keep your feet on the ground. Learn about machine learning, like learn the full theory about that, behind that. Um, that's why the Global Hack Week of this week is about, for learning all those concepts. So that's all for my part. I hope you enjoyed it, the workshop, this like walk through my experience touching TensorFlow JS for the first time. I don't know if you have any questions before we end here. Uh, I saw someone loved it. Uh, Thanks a lot. So that makes my day. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not kidding. That's very sweet. Again, if you have any question, um, let's just post it here on the comments. If no, that will be. Uh, see you. See you soon.